Hey everyone, this is Randy. Hope you're doing great. Welcome to this edition of E3 Minutes for Life. I'm once again in Utah Olympic Park at Park City, Utah. In fact, that's what you see behind me is Park City. This part in the foreground is New Park, and that over there is called Old Park City, and it's kind of been turned into a touristy destination. This was the site of the 2002 Olympics, but now it's an Olympic practice facility, and I'm not here to talk about that today. I've already done a couple of videos on that. What I wanted to talk to you about today is the weather. As funny as that seems, the weather here today has been super nice. It's not very hot. It's August and it's not super hot out here. In fact, I'm in jeans and I'm not too hot. But the reason I wanted to talk to you about the weather is what this means. In the last week and a half, I left West Texas, went to southern Utah, and went to several of the national parks there. I shot several videos there, and hopefully you've seen a series that I talked about there on the Determiners for Life. I went from there to northern Arizona, where we were in the Grand Canyon, back to West Texas. I went from there to the Gulf Coast of Texas, where it was incredibly hot. And now here I come to northern Utah, where it's very mild. And you know, when you look at that, all those different places had different conditions. They had different atmospheric conditions, different topographical conditions. Certainly here I'm in mountains with ski jumps right there, and yesterday afternoon I left the Gulf Coast of Texas where there was a beach. And when you look at your life, you're going to go into different circumstances all the time. You're going to be asked to perform your job, to do your duties, to be the person you are, to work as a parent, to be a good friend, be a good spouse, whatever that may be, in all different kinds of environments. And you got to be you regardless of what's going on around you. You know, when I was asked to come and speak at the Gulf Coast, when I was asked to come and speak in northern Arizona, when I've been asked to speak here today in Park City, Utah, they wanted Randy Anderson, who they saw somewhere else months or years ago. In fact, today, the person who hired me to come today had seen me originally 3 years ago. And they expected me to be my best, regardless of the weather. To be my best, regardless of mountains out the window that were distracting me. To be my best yesterday and Monday with the Gulf Coast outside. You know, I was I could see a lake from where I was. And so I would just ask you, you know, what are you doing to be your best? What is your best? How often are you your best? I heard a guy several years ago, and he made a great statement. I wish that I could give attribution. I wish I would have written his name down. I heard him say this in a presentation, and I didn't write his name down, but he said, you don't necessarily need to be better at what you do. You just need to be your best more often. So I would challenge you. How often are you being your best? How often are you doing your best, giving your best? What would the people around me tell you, tell me about how well you live up to your full potential, how well you deliver on the expectations that are asked of you any given day? Because when you come to a place like this, or whether you go to your desk in your dining room because you're working remotely, you still need to be you for the world to be the best it can be. Hope this has been encouraging to you today. I would remind you again, every day matters, so matter every day. We'll see you next time on E3 Minutes for Life. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.